Good morning and welcome back. And for those of you who are new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I do appreciate it. Today we're going to do a pretty easy one. We're going to replace fuel lines on a weed eater. Now this weed eater is leaking gas all over the place, and when I had it sitting against the rack I could see a little puddle underneath it, so I knew that it was leaking fuel. And I'm going to show you a trick that'll get you through a day without replacing the fuel lines. You don't want to keep doing this forever, but it'll at least make it stop leaking for a few minutes. So let's get to it. Now if you look here, you'll see where the gas leaked out right here. And it leaked out because, well, the connection right here where the fuel lines go into the tank, it's just not as tight as it used to be. But if you want to do a little cheap trick, now I would not recommend this long term, but it'll let you finish cutting the yard without leaking gas all over your leg. If you grab these line and pull it up 1/2 inch, like that, and this one, and that's the exit line. Here's the entry line where the fuel filter is. Now if you look at the lines real carefully, you can see right here where the line was going into the tank, there's a little bit of a groove. And that little groove was where it was meeting up to this rubber. What's happened is it's pressed itself into the form of the plastic on the tank over the years. And so now it's a little bit looser than it was when it started out, and it was leaking right there. This tank won't leak as it sits, and it would be good to go for a while. Now because I've got this one in the shop, I'm going to go ahead and put the new fuel line on it. But when you're at home, that's a suggestion to at least get you through the day. It'll let you get till tomorrow and let you finish the job at hand before you replace the lines. There's just nothing like getting gas all over your leg when you're trying to cut the yard. Now let's pull the air filter off, see if we can see this a little bit better. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see it a little bit better. And I should probably back out some. There you go. Now you can see what we're doing. So now we're going to go ahead and replace the lines. Once you've gotten through your day and you're done cutting for that day. Now look at this groove that was in this line. If you can see it, that's where the gas was leaking right there. The other one will be the same way. Throw lines in. We're just doing one at a time. A lot of times I'll pull them both out, but I guess today I'm not. We're going to do the usual. We're going to cut a slot right here. We're going to hook it on right here, just like this. And I stab myself in the fingers about half the time when I do this. And you can see that pulled through nice and easily. And with a nice new line, we're not going to have any problems with gas leaks. I'll cut that off. Now, this is the return line, so we don't need it to be terribly long. So we're going to go ahead and cut it and then pull it the rest of the way up to the carburetor. There we go, and that looks really nice. Now I'll go ahead and pull that out. And let's pull the fuel filter out, see what it looks like. Up at the angle, it doesn't like to pull that way. But it's coming. Okay, the fuel filter looks nice. We'll reuse that. See, now it's fat on the end where it went into the carburetor. It had done the same thing. Let's look at that. You can see where it flares out here. That's from being plugged into this for years on end. So we'll go ahead and get it out of the way. And we'll rinse and repeat with the next fuel line. Now when you're doing your incoming line, the one that runs to the filter, I do it a little bit differently. I still go ahead and hook it on and pull it in, pull it through. But now what we're going to do is we're going to take the filter, since this filter looks pretty good on the old one, we're going to pull it off and reuse it. There we go. Had to fight it a little bit more, but that's okay. So now what we're going to do is attach the filter to the line here. Yep, that filter still feels pretty good. Attach the filter to the line. You notice with the new fuel line, it fights me all the way. And that's a good thing. You want to make sure it's cupped all the way up to the top there. And now we're going to continue to pull this through. We're going to lay the filter in the tank and then see where it's laying. And then pull it through until we've got the right length. So now the filter is all the way up in the corner, but we want it down here. So we're going to pull it back just a little bit more. Let's see how she sits. Okay, and that sits pretty good. Now we'll pick our spot. And be careful not to cut it too short, because remember, you can cut it shorter, but you can't cut it longer. And we've got a little extra bit of a loop there that I really don't like. So we'll pull that back in. And there you go. New fuel lines, just that easy. Okay, that was pretty easy. And remember, you can pull the fuel lines up just that little bit and it will stop the leak temporarily, but that's not really a good permanent fix. You want to go ahead and replace the lines if they're looking like these did. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.